To start it off, I already have this in the wrong thing. I gotta plug it back in my MIDI. Amateur.
After high demand.
Listening to you and Justin, that's a professional podcast right there.
The man with a voice.
He's got a wicked voice on it too. He does. He's got oh my goodness. I listen to his voice. I'm like, dude, you could go places with that voice. You are freaking phenomenal.
Has his own podcast. And what does he think?
Oh,
BoyStick presents the Honestly Lazy Podcast.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Welcome to the Honestly Lazy Podcast with your host, me, BoyStick. I guess this will be episode 2. I'm not really sure how I'm going to organize these. It's the whole thing with the podcast is that everything is, oh my god, I'm making so much noise. It's probably making people mad. All right, I'm going to stop hitting that shit. But the whole thing, I just come up with ideas and I just put them on cue cards, which I hope you didn't see those because those are spoilers for what I'm going to be doing. But yeah, now that the weather isn't as hot, I can finally get back to making content because holy shit, in this room that is my office, I know the echo's still here. Shut up, I'm trying to deal with it. But on top of that, there's no AC in this house, so it is extremely, extremely, extremely hot in this room. A buddy of mine, we're going to be doing our own podcast called Lazy Beer. That'll be in the future. I brought him over, Mr. Paul Williams of the Warm Beer Podcast, which if you don't listen to that, please go check it out. If you like the random just ideas throughout a 10-minute thing, he's hands down the guy to go watch because everything is only a minute long. My favorite segment is Does It Taste Better with Butter? It's a different segment every episode. So, like, if you have Spotify, go check it out. It's all on Spotify. Pretty much anywhere that you can watch or listen to iTunes, you can probably find this podcast. It's a Warm Beer Podcast. Go check it out. But yeah, I had him over and we tried to do a podcast. And we did two. We did two episodes and oh my god, we were dying by the end of it. It didn't help that he was drinking beer, which obviously makes you dehydrated, and I was extremely, extremely hungover from the night before. So it was, I ain't gonna lie, the first and second episode might not sound the best because I blew it with my mic. I was so far away you could barely hear me. I haven't even watched the footage yet, but I got a feeling I didn't look the best. But with that, I guess I want to give a few other shout outs before I actually get into the podcast. Shout out to Uncle Dust Comedy, the most savage comedian I've ever seen on Instagram. I met him through a Discord chat, and ever since he's been saying, when's BoyStick going to be back? When's BoyStick going to be back? When's BoyStick going to be back? For God's sakes. I told him I was going to start up the Honestly Lazy website, and he automatically said, can I put my stuff on it? So he'll probably be partnered up with me in the future for the website. Also, I want to give another shout out to Suited Bird. Suited Bird was the one who created that whole intro that you see at the beginning of every episode of the Honestly Lazy Podcast. He did everything. All I wanted was for him to do the voiceover work, which is just his voice. He did the editing. He did that whole intro. I just did a little bit of editing. Like I said in the last episode, I just did a little bit of work to it. But besides that, that kid did it all. He's been killing it. He's up to like 300 subs on the YouTube now. He's just always creating. I'm pretty sure he will be a partner with the Honestly Lazy Media or the website. Still not 100% on that, but if he is, that'd be awesome. I'd also like to give one more shout out to Gem Frolics, a streamer who hasn't streamed in a very long time, but when I did my first ever live stream on BoyStick, she kept that thing alive and kept me on because I was about to hop off because I thought it was boring as shit. But she kept asking me questions, all that type of stuff, and kept the whole thing pretty much alive and kept me on for, I think, at least an hour. So shout out to Gem Frolics as well. And yeah, that's all the shout outs I got for right now. This episode is already flowing better than my first episode. That first episode was a nightmare. I was not in front of a camera for a very long time, and getting back into it is a lot harder than I thought it would be. It was hard to get back in front of this camera and try to do this And especially how what BoyStick is, where it's making fun of YouTube videos, it's a bit easier for me to make fun of a video and just talk about it than sit here and talk about random stuff like a podcast. But I've poked fun at podcasts, and there will be an episode in the future of why I think podcasts are taking over. That might even be next episode. I don't know. This is just, like I said, on a cue card, just a bunch of ideas, and I'm just going to go through them and make something out of it. So, anyways, let's get into this, because I've already talked for 5 goddamn minutes, and I don't want that to be a thing where I talk for 5 minutes and I haven't even started the podcast yet. So, let's get into it. Today on the podcast, I will be talking about things I want to do before I turn 25. If you don't know, which you probably don't unless you follow me on Instagram, I just turned 24 in July. And there's a lot of things that I want to do. I haven't really done much in my life. I haven't really traveled. I haven't really done anything. I've pretty much stayed in my small town and partied a lot in my life, which to me was fine. I've had a lot of fun just hanging around my town. I went to college and met a great group of college friends, and I've had fun with them. But, you know, when you're about to hit 25 and you haven't done too much, you start feeling like, oh my God, I've already lived for 25 years and I haven't done too much. And I feel like I should probably do something about that. So I've started a list on a cue card that is attached to my laptop right now, which, as you can tell, I'm very unorganized. A podcast is a lot of work, but I'm here and I'm going to do it anyways, because people have been asking me to do a podcast for a long time. And I figured people like this type of stuff. I don't know why. People like hearing things that other people want to do. I ran it by Paul Williams of Warren Beer, because I work with him, and he said that'd be a cool idea. Even I would watch that. I don't know if he said that exactly. He's probably going to make fun of me if when he watches this, if he watches it. And so I was like, all right, well, if he's okaying it, because he's a big podcast guy. If he's okaying it, then I should try it. So I created a list. So far, there's only 7 things. I'm sure while I'm going through them, I'll think of other stuff. Just like in the last episode, I start thinking of things, and it just goes from there, and you just keep adding and adding and adding. And I guess I should just start this off. And the first thing, and one of the most important things, is get the Honestly Lazy Media company off the ground. And not even like... in a way of like, you know, we're even making money off it or anything. I just want to have the website at least out and content's being uploaded to it, or uploaded to YouTube and stuff, and it's getting posted there. And people are interested and people are following us, even just a little bit. Even if like 5 people are following us, that would be like, it's getting off the ground. 5 people are interested. The big thing for me is I've always wanted to be... a content creator. I've always wanted to be a creator of some way. It started out with music when I used to be a rapper. And then I got my camera and I started filming skateboarding with my friends. And that was like a big passion of mine. And the reason why I got into pretty much what I am in today is I'm making no money off this. I work 10-hour days and then I'm too tired to come home and film anything. So... if anything, if I get this media company off the ground and people are following it and people are liking it and all that type of stuff, it'll just keep me motivated. And it's something else to do besides drinking, because in my small town, holy shit, all you ever do is drink on the weekends. And sometimes I want to film, but sometimes, well, most of the time, I'm too hungover to film. So, like, if I get this media company off the ground and everyone who wants to be a part of it is still part of it, that would be amazing for me. Just even getting the website up and running, and people are just going, and just having fun and all that type of stuff. That would be a big thing for me. Just because it's been a dream of mine to be a I don't know, making a living off talking in front of a camera, being a host of something, being even, I don't know, a person, an entertainer, a personality. I wouldn't be a personality like Logan Paul or Jake Paul, but, you know, it'd be cool to be a personality where what I do for a living is film, hang out with my friends, and edit. And I know it's a lot of work and it's going to be a lot harder than I think it will be. But if I can get this off the ground, that would be the first good step to me for maybe creating a new life for myself. As lame as that sounds. All right. That was a pretty quick explanation of why I want to get this off the ground. But it's a good explanation to me. Just being a creator and all that type of stuff. You know, getting used to being a podcast slash, what am I guess, a commentator? I don't know what BoyStick really is. I call it a react channel because I react and make fun of stuff. But you never know. There's could be something different because of the way that I do it. Because it's not just me in the corner and the whole video plays and I just sit there and make stupid faces, right? But I don't know. For right now, I'll just say I'm a react channel. There's just so much I want to do. And with that, you know, I need to get the media company off the ground and people, I guess, messing with it is what you'd say. I don't know. All right, the next thing I want to do before I'm 25, go to more events and film my experiences. Now, that could be a lot of things. I just mean pretty much get out of the house and go film more. But there's things that I really do want to go to. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to Fan Expo this year because I was busy with other plans. But even just like, I know people who live in Toronto. It's like I should go out to Toronto and film with them, make a vlog of me in Toronto, and we could do so much cool things because everyone loves filming. Go out and film with them. Go film a vlog. They would all love to be in front of the camera. Well, some of them like being in front of the camera. But like, there's so many cool things, especially with the college friends I have because I went to school to film. They are like, first of all, they're all better filmers than me. Second of all, they're very serious about their craft. I learned through college that I like being in front of the camera more. Not as an actor. I'm a goddamn terrible actor. But I like being in front of the camera and just doing my own thing, being me or something like that. I kind of learned that throughout the years. And don't get me wrong, I'm still a creative guy. I still write scripts and all that. But I like being a host more than anything. I like the camera being in front of me and people film me and, like, you know, I'm just filming my life. And with the Honestly Lazy website, I want to start a series called Small Town Days. That's what I'm going to call my vlog series. And it's just me going out and filming people. Like, Paul Williams, like, I keep talking about him, but he really wants to help me out. And that's something that is so hard to find nowadays, that people that actually want to help you with your craft. Because without someone holding that camera, it's just going to be me sitting there trying to hold a 70D camera, which is heavy. And I don't want to do that. I want someone to just hold it for me. And I talk and I hang out and all that kind of stuff. And it's not like, you know, I would expect them to film it, edit it, and everything. No, film for me and I'll edit everything. I love editing. I've always loved editing. I love editing audio. I love editing film. And don't even say, oh, you must not like editing audio because you don't edit your audio for these. Shut up. I do my best, you know? The only reason why the audio doesn't sound that good is because I'm not using Audition. I know how to use Audition because I went to school and we learned how to use Premiere and Audition, all that type of stuff. After Effects, not really. I could do video or a vlog or a podcast about how stupid my After Effects class was because I didn't learn a goddamn thing. But I keep getting off topic. I can see why podcasts are so long. I guarantee they keep going off topic. Actually, they do. But that's the next thing, though. I do want to go out. I want to keep filming. I want to just get away from what I'm doing now and create some new, funny, stupid stuff with my friends. I'm 24, so don't expect like me doing CKY type shit where I like am hucking stuffed dummies on the roads and seeing how people react. Like, I'm too old to be doing shit like that. I'd rather just like film. If I'm doing something cool in a day, go out and film the whole thing and make a video out of it. I think that'd be better. The whole thing about vlogging for me, it's not like I'm going to be vlogging every single day. It would be just because I'm doing something cool. That's the way I'd look at it. You wouldn't see a vlog from me every single day. I'm too busy for that. The next thing on my list Next thing on my list is to see a mountain. Now, don't ask me why I want to see a mountain. I've never seen a mountain. It's been a thing I've wanted to do for a long time. It's also part of the thing of I've never traveled before. I've never really seen too much. Like, I've been up to Algonquin Park. I've been camping in a lot of campgrounds, but I've been to Quebec once for the Osheaga Music Festival with one of my ex-girlfriends, and that's about as far as I've ever gone. I am about 3 hours away from Ottawa, and I still have never even been there, right? And all that would be cool. I'd like to see all the cities and stuff, but there's one thing I always want to do, and that's to fly out to Alberta or even fly out to Vancouver, go see Vancouver, come back down and see the mountains like Jasper and Banff. To me, when I see the pictures of Banff and Jasper and everything, it's just like, I don't know, everyone just looks at it like, oh, it's so pretty. And I look at it as like, dude, I need to go see that. That would like be mind-blowing to me, first of all. And to me, for some reason, I'm like, that'd be like a very peaceful place for me, and it would like level me out just by looking at a mountain all day. I got a feeling when I go up there, because I am going to go up there and I want to do it before I'm 25, that might be a bit hard, but if I do, that'd be awesome. But I'm definitely doing it after 25. I'm definitely doing it between like 2019, 2020. I'm going to try to get up there because it's been a dream of mine to go out there and see everything that's up there, because I think the West Coast is beautiful. And everyone tells me to go see the East Coast first. And I was like, why not go see the West? They say, because if you go see the West, then the East is boring to you. I'm like, I don't think anything would be boring to me, because I haven't traveled like everyone else has in my life. Which, literally, my next point, you're going to be like, what? You really haven't traveled because you haven't done this. And that'll be the next point. Don't worry, we'll get to it. The whole thing with going to see the mountains is just like, for me, it'd be like meditating for me, or like the peace that I need. You know, I just stare at a mountain, just like, oh my god, like this is so beautiful. Like this is what I need. And I heard the mountain air is a lot cleaner up there than it is down in Ontario, which would be nice for me. I'd like to breathe some clean air, because I didn't know breathing shitty air as I do. But yeah, that is a big one, is to go see a mountain. The next one, and this is where you guys will really know that I've never traveled, go on a plane. I've never even been on a plane before. I've never even done like a little flight around Toronto and sea to sea in town. I haven't done shit. I've always been on the ground. I've been on buses. I've been on trains. I've been in taxis. I've been in Ubers. I've done everything but been on a plane. Actually, I haven't been on a Via train. Yeah, fuck Via trains. They're the same as a regular train. They just go faster. But I have never, ever, ever been on a plane and gone somewhere. Which I think I'll be doing that before... Sorry. I think I'll be doing that before I hit 25. Just because the ideas me and my buddies want to do. I think I'll be on a plane going somewhere. And I'm sorry about the whistle. If you're listening to this just for audio, that'd be my bad. The next thing, which is a big one, I've already kind of talked about it. Ease up on the booze and stay focused. Save money. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Like I said, being part of a small town, there isn't much to do, and usually just ends up, hey, let's go to the bar and have a couple drinks. If I ease up on that and keep filming, who knows? Maybe I'll have a following, but it is a hard thing to do. Just ease up on the booze and go hard on someone else when you're from a small town. It is really hard. At bar, everybody knows you. The bartenders like you went to high school with, you know, all that kind of stuff. It is kind of trippy to think about that. Sorry, I lost it. It's just hard to get away from the booze. So before I hit 25, I really need to save some money, because rent isn't cheap, utilities aren't cheap, and I just got a lot of payments, and sometimes I come out with no money. And the big thing is because I drink every weekend. So maybe if I ease up on the booze and go hard on the filming, that'll save me some money. But I got a feeling it'll still cost me money, because I'll start wanting to buy film equipment, because I do want a Zoom recorder. I want a new mic. I want the SM7B, which is $535. If anybody just wants to give me one, you'd be the best guy ever. But yeah, so that's the next one. Then obviously this is the one after, and this one's corny. I don't know why I put this on this list, but I did. And maybe a girlfriend. Short and simple. Been single for too long. I'm bored of being single. Like a girlfriend. All right, next one. And this is the last one on the list. And this is a biggie for me because I've always wanted to do this and do an interview with a musician / content creator. I have been interviewed for a couple podcasts, The Hotter Show, The Guys Being Dudes. I did twice. I did an interview with them. But I've always felt like, I don't know, I just want to interview people. I feel like, well, I got a feeling that it'll either go one or two ways. One, I fail. I completely blow it. And that would be a bad time. And the musician or content creator would hate me. Or it goes really good. I don't know, because the way I think I go with it is just think of the most different kind of questions. Funny question. Like, I'd like to shock them and maybe see how they would react to some stuff. But I got a feeling that I could actually have a good knack for it. That's a bit cocky. I don't like being cocky, so I don't like saying stuff like that. But I got a feeling that I'd be a bit different with it. Now, I could be 100% wrong, and I could be the biggest piece of shit, and like no one would ever want to do an interview with me. But that's something I do want to try out, which is also kind of good because, like, you know, I have YouTube buddies. I have even Hotter from the Hotter Show. I have a guy who works in the radio. Works in radio. I have two friends that are shooting me music videos right now. I know people in bands and stuff like that. Hell, one of my buddies is now starting up as a stand-up comedian. Like, there's so many different things that I could do. Like, there's so many people I could interview. All I gotta do is give them a shout. The thing is that everyone's always busy doing something, either filming, doing their stand-up, recording podcasts, or I already forgot what the last one was, but they're always busy. It's hard for them to work around your schedule. It's hard for you to work around their schedule. Especially, like, I'm not that busy. I work 10-hour days, and then I come home, and I'm just too tired to do anything. But I say a lot. Sorry about the ums. I'm still beginning at this, you know. I'll get used to not saying but deal with it. And here comes another one. What was I going to say? It's just hard to get around their scheduling, especially when they're actually doing something with their lives. Like, I just stay at home and I'm too tired to do anything, and then I booze on the weekends and I can't even do this. And this list is something that will keep me. I'm actually going to keep this, and I'm going to like post it to the wall so I always have to look at it. This is what I want to do. All right, I want to interview people. I want to be a content creator in every single way that I can. That means BoyStick videos. That means this podcast. That means collaborating with everybody that I like. And that means never being something that I'm not. This podcast is a different side of me that no one has ever really seen. And with that, this list is something that will help me become something that I've never been before, which is probably a happy person, but, you know, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm not happy right now, but for so long in my life, I've tried to settle with what I've got, but I've always wanted more. And it's never been money. I've never cared about money. I've always just wanted to do the next cool thing with content creating. I've always wanted to do the next cool thing with, like, once podcasting started becoming big, I was like, well, maybe I'll try a podcast. But then, I don't know, I started chirping it. And I will explain that in the next episode of the Honestly Lazy podcast. But I thought I was going to add to this list, but I think I did a pretty good job with this list of things I want to do before I'm 25. Thank you so much for listening. I'm actually getting very comfortable doing this podcast, even though this is only a second episode. I'm starting to feel very comfortable with it, and I hope you guys like the content. If you do, please leave a like on the video or leave a comment on whatever I'm going to post this to, because I still don't know yet. Go follow Honestly Lazy Show on Twitter and Instagram. Go follow all the content creators I shout out at the beginning. I'll put links into the description for them. And I don't know how to end these things. You know what? Thank you for listening, and peace, love, and cheap cigarettes. There you go. That's how I end it.